Hey guys, it's Maguire here with Ray Cullen Chevrolet. Let's decide whether or not the GMC Denali is the best luxury truck or if it's not. Starting off with the front end here, it has a complete chrome grille with the upgraded headlights as well. You also have vents here for cooling the inner wheel well. Come along the side with me now, and as you see, this has the 5.3 liter V8. So in my opinion, I'm going to call this the work truck Denali because it has the more off-road style rims with the 20-inch rims as well. As you keep coming around, you're going to see there's chrome everywhere. You will have your blind spot assist built into the mirror and your 360 camera. You have the chrome all the way around with the keyless entry and then the chrome step. I prefer the step over the power running board, especially for a work truck Denali. As you keep coming back with me, you're going to see the paint matched rear bumper with the easy access step. You're also going to have parking sensors in the front and the rear. Then come take a look at this multi-pro tailgate. I'm going to press the bottom button here to get it to drop. That's where you get all of the space with lights on each side. You also have a 120 volt power outlet and tie downs all around. This handle here is to make it easier to step into the vehicle when you have the multi-pro tailgate down. Now keep coming around the side with me. Here, this is where you get a good access to your bed and you can keep reaching in. We're going to take a look at the interior in 1 second. I just want to bring you back up to the front to go over this 5.3 liter V8. I personally would go with the 3 liter diesel engine, but each person is different. Based off my experience of selling a couple Denalis now, the 5.3 is used by most of the work truck or most of the working guys in construction because they don't need the gas mileage that the 6.2 has, and then the diesel is just one up above that. Now come take a look at this interior here with me quickly. You're going to have power seats, and the Denali is going to give you every option you could imagine. Now take a look at how much room's in the back seat here quickly. Look at all that room, especially with the wood trim and the soft touch leather. Now we're going to hop in the car. I want to point out a couple more features to you, and then we'll go for a quick drive, all right? Look at it from my angle here. You're going to start with the first thing every driver is going to touch is this beautiful leather steering wheel. That's a nice thickness and will still give you your heated steering wheel. Now you're going to see this large infotainment screen. It's going to have your Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and then Google Assistant built in. You also have your Play Store, which you can download apps. I like the fact that while you're driving, you can immediately jump to your cameras if you want to see what's in front of you. You can see your surround or your full 360 camera. I like that you can jump to this anytime, just in case you need to see your surroundings while you drive. You will have your Google Maps built in as well. Looking down here where your climate controls are, you can see you do get physical buttons for climate control, which is something that I think all vehicles should have, because as you're driving, it's distracted driving if you start having to click through a couple screens. So I think this is something that GM has kept and should keep. Then you're going to have your heated seats here. You can have the full heated seat on at the bottom button or just the back, which is great if you just worked a hard day and you just want to have your back warmed up. For example, if you're getting a massage at the same time. Then you have your ventilated seats at the top, which is a must in our hot Canadian summers. Then you're going to come down quickly and see your lane keep assist. You can turn your parking sensors off for if you're towing. The first thing you got to do is turn stop start off immediately once you start the vehicle. Then you can drop your multi-pro tailgate. You can't do that while driving, which is a safety feature. I like this, which is perfect for hot summer days. You can drop all 4 windows with just one touch of the button. Also, for the Denali, GM got away from the traditional start button here, and they made it a little bit more special so that you know every time you get in your Denali, it is something special. Then you're going to have a quick peek at my driver infotainment screen. You also do have heads-up display, which I love. And then along the side of the door here, you're going to get this beautiful wood trim with your memory settings. Sorry, also your parking brake, and then your four-wheel drive control, and also your headlight control. Last thing I wanted to show you is all of this soft touch leather at the top, and then you get the beautiful black to brown transition in the wood, which you do have a built-in glove box up top, and then you'll get another one down below. Let's take it for a quick drive now, and we'll let you know my experience. Okay, guys, now that I'm driving it, I'm going to give you some of my first impressions as soon as we take it out. I did drive it to our special parking lot for these videos, and I was telling my passenger I fell in love with trucks as soon as we left the parking lot. I understand why this is a six-figure truck now. This one comes in just under at $92,000. But if you do add the diesel engine, or if you go for the Denali Ultimate, that's where you will go just above 100,000 Canadian dollars. Now that I'm driving away though, it's just, you have power when you want it, and it feels like you barely have to touch the pedal. I love it. It's just such a soft ride. It feels like you're almost in a Yukon or a Yukon XL Suburban Tahoe. It's just such a upright look. The front end is already a baby Tahoe or a baby Yukon, so it does everything you need. Now that I'm coming up to a stop here, you can barely even feel it. I'm going to make a quick right, and then I'll show you guys. Even with the entry-level 5.3, still gives you lots of power when you need it, and then you'll still have that great fuel economy that the 5.3 gives you. Right now, I have my screen just in the basic settings, and I have my heads-up display turned off. I like the fact that you are able to configure it any way you want. If you're not a fan of the heads-up display, you can have it turned off. But if you love it like me, you're going to want it on all of the time. As we keep going here, we're going to hit a couple speed bumps to feel this upgraded suspension in the Denali. It just absorbs every bump, which is good for if you're driving on the job site. You won't feel all those bumps on an uneven surface. You also are going to get paddle shifters, which, I'll be honest, I don't think are needed in the Denali. I don't think are needed in any of the trucks, unless you're looking at something like a ZR2, which is supposed to be the sport truck by Chevrolet. I understand that a little bit more, but I think it's just a bit of a gimmick and not needed in such a luxurious truck like this. Now that we go over the speed bumps, you can feel it is barely affecting us. You're still going to feel the bump, but it just absorbs it, and it's supposed to make the ride even easier so that a 4-hour drive doesn't feel like a 4-hour drive for you. As we keep going here, I'm falling in love with the steering wheel, and you are always reminded that you are in a Denali, even if you covered the badge here. Just the soft touch leather, especially with, if you take a look at the center console area here, I like the fact that they have the leather on the side and then perforated leather in the middle, almost feeling like this is your third seat up front here. I think it's unique that most trucks don't have, but just helps the GMC Denali stand out, especially with this new shifter as well. And then you have your wireless charging down below. We're going to take it for a little bit more of a drive, and you'll catch back up with us, and I'll let you know my final thoughts and if I would buy one. To go over my final thoughts now that we've parked the GMC Denali back in its place, I think this is a great truck. I think I would build one personally a little bit different. I grew up with my parents always having white vehicles, so it's something that I would want this in our nicest tri-coat white with a beautiful black leather interior, exactly like this one. This does have the sunroof, which I love, so that's an option I would go as well. The only thing is changing the outside to white, and then I would put the 3-liter diesel in it. It's one of the engines that I've personally backed to all of my clientele, and it's the engine that I move the most of, just because I think it's fuel economy, towing, and overall life that I believe a 3-liter diesel with 150 or 200,000 kilometers is like a gas engine with 60. So that's why I would believe in that one. But tell me what you guys would build. Would you change the color? Would you go with the Denali Ultimate? do you prefer the Chevrolet High Country? Is that what you would go with? Let us know in the comment section below.